for 20. Dejanay Carrington tweeted 8/23, the last time she played the Indiana Fever, because she had the date saved, because she wanted to take it to the Indiana Fever. She wanted to let Sophie Cunningham know. She wanted to send a message. However, what she decided to do today was come out here and give us a grand total of 7 points. 7 points on 3 of 11 shooting, and allow Caitlin Clark to come out here and drop 37 points on your home court. Welcome to the post-game stream. I am your host, Rich Latta. This stream is brought to you by my sponsors, Outlier. Make sure you give them a visit. We're using React Live. Yeah, what a game. Clap it up for Dejanay Carrington for circling the date. Clap it up for the Chicago Sky for getting whooped on their home court. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the games against the Liberty and the Wings. I unfortunately have been ailing with some back pain and could not summon the strength to get up here to do it. But after this game, had to fight through and talk with you guys. Make sure you hit that like button and all that. But we got a lot to discuss. I cannot believe. Shout out my man, Mr. Svender, member chat here, just what the doctor ordered. Indeed. They came in with a point to prove. No Aaliyah Boston in the lineup. And without Aaliyah Boston, the middle of that floor is opened up, to say the least. And I know a lot of people have had a lot of discussions about Aaliyah Boston's place in the offense. But, man, whenever she doesn't play, the backcourt, the Splash Sisters kind of reemerge that I think so many of us know and fell in love with. But, yeah, man, I think we should, before we get back to Dejanay Carrington, because we're not done with old Dejanay. Here comes Dejanay. Here comes Caitlin Clark. My God, what a game for her. Just completely shutting out the noise. And 37 points, 10 assists, 3 boards, 71% true shooting percentage. You can just see her feeling it completely. 8 threes. Anytime she goes to Chicago, it's usually she gives them a good show. She gives them good entertainment. Back when she used to whoop Angel Reese like a dominatrix, back when Barbie Night was held in that venue, whenever she shows up to Wintrust, it's on for her. And I think, this is a really big game coming off of dropping those back-to-back games to the Wings and the Liberty, because you could easily go on a skid that you don't want to. I kind of think the Wings loss was a little bit of a scheduling loss, and defensive issues, plagued the Liberty game. But, man, to see them back in the lineup today, they were undermanned, and they came out there and got the job done. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button and all that. If you got any questions or anything, send them through. We are accepting the super chats as well. And, brother, let's talk about it. The Fever in the Sky tonight went back and forth throughout that first half. The Sky were actually up 51-50 in the first half of the game. Kelsey Mitchell was struggling a little bit, but all through that, Caitlin Clark was wheeling and dealing. 18 points, 6 boards for her at the half. As I mentioned, finished it up with that 37-10. Further adding to her lead for everything, that goes on with all her stats. Just really an unprecedented guard in the WNBA. Kelsey Mitchell caught fire in the second half, scored 23 of her points, hit 6 threes herself. The Indiana Fever as a team broke their own franchise record for most threes in a game with 18 of them we're looking at. I don't know if y'all can see that on that screen there, but it's incredible, man. I love when this team plays like this. It just feels like, Michaela Timpson got off to a very quick start, was a plus 24 for the game. Hall a plus 25. Caitlin a plus 26. And Kelsey Mitchell a plus 28. Lexi Hall, she has been in the doghouse for a lot of us of late. But she had 14 points tonight. And if Lexi Hall is going to give you 14 points, you probably got to take advantage of that game and come out and get it done. What I really like was Caitlin just seemed to have, a bounce in her step, and they were overplaying her so much between Sydney Taylor, between Dejanay Carrington, Natasha Cloud. And then anytime she would drive, she would face the trees like Camila Cardoso. She might see Elizabeth Williams down there. And what would happen was everyone would collapse on her, Azare Stevens as well. And then, Timpson has a wide open layup. Then Billings would have a wide open layup. Or, somebody would be cutting, and the playmaking was just on extra display. The shot making was on super display as well. And it just, reminds you, when Caitlin Clark has it cooking, she can affect the game almost like no other. And it feels for me like she is just stepping it to another level nightly almost. Even through some of the losses, I thought she played pretty well. Aside from that Wings game, she was pretty bad in the Wings game. But yeah, just but we got to talk about it, man. DJ Carrington, dog. She came out here and she circled the date. She tweeted what she tweeted, and she put when she got on the court, she immediately started trying to get into it with Caitlin. She was trying to accuse her of flopping. Caitlin wanted no parts of even discussing it with her. She was yapping with the refs. Caitlin Clark has a 3 in her face just immediately after that. And it was just what are you doing? And then she tries to run back down court and shoulder check Caitlin, and Caitlin just waves her off. And, we're going to look at it right here. And it's just I don't know, why does she continue to try to, set something up with Caitlin? She was hunting for a clip pretty much. This was what was going on. Yeah, just get out my face, man. We got some other stuff here, so we will talk about Enes Kanter as well. That sucker. But yeah, let's take a look. There's something else I wanted to discuss. Let's go back to this here. Kelsey Mitchell, as I mentioned, she keeps the streak going. They're going insane for her on all the commentary right now. Caitlin's completely unbothered. Yeah, I agree, JP. Got a member chat from my man, Mr. Svender. Hope Aaliyah Boston comes to the conclusion that you can't use the hub for 85% of a game. It affects rebounds. The hub preventing dub maneuver is more white play, so it's on white to change it up when AB returns. There's only so much that I can really complain about the best offense in WNBA history, personally. I feel like Caitlin and Kelsey got it going, but they're both going to sacrifice with Aaliyah Boston in the lineup. That's just how it is. And you're lucky to get performances from your role players to offset what Aaliyah didn't bring. Yeah, this is a good one from Good Game. Carrington tweets 8:23 to have Clark go 8 for 12 from 3. Yeah, just a historic performance for her. Let's take a look. I got some stuff from Caitlin here tonight. I'm going to share with you guys. Let's take a look at her post-game interview. We're going to share that. Interview. Caitlin Clark, more 30-point, 10 assist games than the rest of WNBA history combined. That is, I'm going to just let y'all look at this graphic a little bit closer and get me out the way. Because, brother, what? I don't even know what we're seeing at this point, man. Sensational basketball player that I feel privileged that we get to watch. Let's see. Sophie Cunningham hit 1 3, played some good defense. Himes Allen got some burn. Mercedes Russell got in the game and was a plus 18 in her minutes. I thought she set plenty of hard screens and was a deterrent for Chicago on the other end. But yeah, man, this Chicago's team stinks. Cardoso, tall, and that's all. I think I'm coming to that conclusion finally. The 11th best guard, in the league, she just somehow finds a way to do the damn thing. And, did it in the new shoes, of course. And I think it was like, I wonder. Everyone is talking about the, like the playoffs are coming soon. And the Fever, I think, have a very interesting team from a lot of aspects. This was the 5-game road trip that I thought that taught me a lot about them. I feel like Caitlin and Kelsey are locked in. I know Caitlin had one bad game out of the 4, but this team survived. They went 3-2. I think probably they gave that Liberty game away in my eyes. And it really felt like they are trying to come together and peak at the right time. They got one more game on Friday, so they get some well-earned rest throughout most of this week. And I'd be interested to see, what they look like coming back Friday. And it's interesting to see, how they're going to go through everything. But I feel like when they're on. They just have a way to attack that nobody else has. And it's going to be on their role players, like can just maybe 2 people every night step up. Doesn't have to be the same 2 at all. But when they show up, it just makes what Caitlin and Kelsey do and Aaliyah by proxy a little bit more effective. And, I really feel like the rotation kind of flowed tonight. They ended up putting Club Trillion in at the end, which I thought was pretty funny. But I think Raven Johnson may have to just sit on the oak personally. I just don't think, she's ready yet. But yeah, man, it's the Splash Sisters, man. It's 30 points for Kelsey, 37 for Caitlin. That second half was just like they brutalized Chicago. And Mr. Svender, once again, beginning to think that 11th best was a typo. They meant to just type the 1. That would mean they would be going against Paige, which I don't know if they actually want to do. But let's switch gears right here. There's a big win in Chicago. And I want to talk about somebody, there were a lot of people that were playing hard in the building, even on the Sky. And there was somebody that came to try to seek some attention. There was somebody that came to try to make the game about themselves. A game, we don't care about, said individual for anything they actually like contribute to society or anything. But this guy, Annis Cantor, shows up with a shirt with a message on it. He also, he's getting cussed out on his way into the building, which we're going to look at in just a second. And then Natasha Cloud fires up and security gets him the hell out of the arena. I don't know how he made it in there in the first place. I need Kathy Engelbert to get on the horn or quit tonight. You pick. I don't know. But let's take a look at Annis Cantor going in the game and seeing how he was welcomed by the Chicago faithful. And let's see.
Bitch ass nigga. No bitch ass out of Chicago.
I'm not touching him. I'm just saying, fuck him.
You sorry in the league. You sorry in the league. You was sorry. Sorry. Now you ain't good. You ain't good here. You ain't good here. You got the police with you.
Trolling to what end? What does he want out of this? He wants attention. He's going to get attention from doing it, but it's fucking stupid. is fucking stupid, and he knows it's stupid. That's the thing. Like, look, I don't rock with nobody that's trying to rock with this Ennis Canner shit. Like, that shit, like, leave the channel. Like, I don't care. Like, that shit is dumb. Like, and y'all know it's dumb deep down. Like, from there, we had Natasha Cloud get a basket, and then she had some words, and
right before
I'm gonna cut their audio so they don't yank it. But here's this guy running up on a group of women. He can't just either, if he wanted to show up to the game, he could have just sat there. He could have just not even came to the game, for one. And yet, he wants to be this distraction. I've got a crowd view of this, too, we're going to take a look at. Why would you even show up to a place you're not wanted? Why would you even show up to a place that you're not there to actually watch the game? You're just trying to make a viral moment about yourself. This guy's a lame. Anybody that rocks with him is lame. If you agree with him, you're lame. You can leave. That shit is whack. There's no respect. I'm glad they ejected this scumbag from the arena. He couldn't stay in the NBA. He couldn't defend the chair I'm sitting on. You don't hope he enters the WNBA. That means you don't like the league, and then you can bounce up out of here, man. Like, that shit is whack. Why even wish for anything like that? Like, you can only want Ennis Cancer to be in the WNBA for real if you're a fucking idiot. Like, that's the only logical conclusion there. So this is crazy. Let's see. I think he's trying to say I didn't do anything. And they're like, nah, get up out of here. You're a distraction, brother. He thinks he's a wrestler or something. Like... Griff. Get up out of here, brother. So, now that we got that up out the way, we got that up out the way. We'll get a couple people in the comments wilding out. We'll get them up out of here. But yeah, man, I think this was a great night for the Indiana Fever, and it was just like, let's see who they got on Friday. Fever schedule. They will play the Connecticut Sun, and it's always a matchup. They will be without Layla Lacan, who is already reported for her international team. That's usually Caitlin's primary defender when they play the Sun. So the Sun will be usually very physical with her. Layla Lacan's a French guard, I believe, and all the French guards play super physical. And she got a lot of taste of that on Saturday against the Liberty when Pauline Assier was hacking, when Leonie Fibich was hacking, and they weren't calling it and everything like that. So it's, Let's see. I want to take a look at the post game here for, I believe, my man Tony East. may have something up right now. Yep, Caitlin Clark, Lexi Holt, and Stephanie White speak to the media. Shout out to Tony East. We are about to pull that in a second. Make sure you like the stream, subscribe to the channel. Don't be on no fuckery. I will hit you with the block button, like non-negotiable. So, let's see what we got. All right, we're bringing it in. And sharing our screen.
Taylor, that's your personal record for threes in a game, and the Fever as a team set their record. You guys started the second half 11 for 15. What do you feel like you guys were doing well to either generate?
This is the first time I've seen Lexi Hull at a podium in ages, bro. Ages.
Those looks, or were you just feeling it tonight? What would you describe as the
I think a
experience?
mix of both. And I thought me and Kelsey did a really good job in the second half of just like playing split game and shallowing out of cuts and, you know, playing pitch and just putting them in a lot of action where they had to kind of pick and choose between the two of us and kind of cause some confusion. And then additionally, I thought we played well in transition, but that was because of.
Good point, JS. I think if I was the Fever, I would have a conversation with her about skipping Team USA because it could be that could be a reason to sit it out, like with the right leg injury. Honestly, it's not like it's like they could replace her with like Shakira Austin or something like that.
You know, I thought we got stops, especially in the fourth quarter, and then that was when we were able to put them away.
Steph, how important is to have that game and result at the end of a trip like this for you guys?
It's huge. I mean, it's really important. You know, you're at the end of what, 6 and 10 days. You know, coming in playing a team that's playing really great basketball. For us to have that energy and have that burst in the fourth quarter, I'm really proud of our group.
Yeah, Lexi, 6 of 8 from the field for you tonight. Just what did it mean to have that efficient of a game after a little bit of struggle over the past few weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about staying ready, getting the opportunity, getting open looks, knocking them down. I think that's something that all of our guards, all of our players really just take pride in. Is you never know when your night's going to come. You never know when you're going to get open looks, but being confident and ready to knock them down. And I'm just happy with how it turned out tonight.
Just to get out of the way, I know y'all were involved in the whole scene out there, but from your vantage point, did you guys see what was going on the court at the time?
To be honest, I didn't see it. We were talking about it the next play in our huddle, so I think that's probably a question for Chicago.
Did he say anything to you guys at any point in the game?
Just have to ask about having to deal with this again in another game as you guys are getting done playing a great basketball game, but another time where we're talking about this and not what's happening on the court.
I mean, I think it's important that people like you guys in this room don't give it any gas, right? Like it's a social media thing.
Did this game feel like it was maybe a little more important to win given the struggles the last couple games and then ending the road trip? It felt like, especially in that second half, you're more assertive and looking to score.
Yeah, I mean, I think I just came in with a mentality of knowing that my team needs to step up tonight. Obviously, going down, with AB going down like that, it hurts our team a little bit. So, you know, you have to carry a little bit more of the load. And I think it's all about your mentality coming into it back-to-back. Like, you can either be like, oh, I'm tired, we've been on the road, this, that, or you can, you know, buck up. And
They could have easily folded. Like that New York Liberty loss was a really bad loss in a vacuum because they had a chance at the end, and then it's like you lose and you know you got it back-to-back. So that good night's sleep was really important, as she said before.
Go play basketball and have fun. And I felt like our team had great energy coming into this game and had a great mindset about how we wanted to approach it. So, and at the same time, like, we lost to 2 good teams at the end of the day. Like, you can't hang your head. Like, that's this league. There's going to be tough ones. Sure, that we've probably felt we could have been a lot better in those last 2 games that we did lose. But more than anything, like, I looked at it as a positive. Like, we get to go play again. Like, let's go win. And then, you know, we have a couple of days off and we have one more before the break. And
that's the mentality of a leader right there.
It's all about how you just view it.
Kelsey's another big game from her. Just, I guess, what does her consistency as a scorer do for you as a teammate?
Yeah, I mean, I think it takes the pressure off me a lot, especially in moments like this. Like, you get tired, when the game's played at the pace that it is, and you know, you can hit her on a cut, you can give her the ball in an ISO situation. Like, she just makes it so easy for me in the backcourt, and she obviously like pulls the defense to her quite a bit. So just try to find her the most I can, and I think she had 7 points at halftime, so 23 in the second half is pretty incredible. And like, it's just like nobody like bats an eye. Like, I don't think people understand how hard that is to do, and she just does it consistently on a night-to-night basis. So it's been fun to get to see up close.
Just the next 4 days, I know y'all will focus on the task at hand, but 4 days of not playing games. I mean, what's the game plan? Just R&R?
These schedule makers, they got to do better with this, man. Like, honestly, in a 44-game season, you should play probably no more than 2 back-to-backs. And then, mind you, they've got a 5-game road trip that they're doing it in. I believe there are a few teams that don't even have back-to-backs. And the Fever they've played teams back-to-back. They've had the same matchup back-to-back against teams, and it was just like, all right, man, what are we doing? Like, the schedule makers did them no favors this week.
Or just, what's on tap?
Yeah, we'll get a couple days off. I mean, this was a grueling trip. So, you know, we made a nice little star across the country. And, you know, we'll get some rest, a couple days off, and then we'll come back and get back to work. I mean, we've got a game on Friday. We're not on break yet. Get ourselves ready to go for Friday, and then
We don't have a break.
and then we don't have a break. We'll be off in Berlin.
Which we're thankful for.
Yes.
Yes.
Chloe and Chris. Yeah, for Steph, Mercedes gave you guys some crucial minutes in the second half. Just what did it mean to have her step up with AB out and Monique in foul trouble?
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, you know, one of the things that I love about Mercedes is that she's a ball mover, right? She knows how to play, and you obviously you can't teach 6'6", so to have her size and her length on the interior is really important on the defensive end. But she gives us somebody else that we can play through, and you could see and Kels both being able to play through her, and her moving the ball and finding the next pass. And AB does that for us too, and so having somebody else who can do that is really important. I was proud of her. She was ready.
And going back to Kelsey real quick, just coming out of halftime, was there any way, did you like kind of consciously want to get her involved more and try to look for ways of that, or is that just her?
No, that's just who she is, bro. You ain't watched Kelsey Mitchell before? Bro, she comes out there and is like, all right, I'm on. Let's go. I'm on fire. I'm hitting threes. I'm crossing people up. There was, I think it was a step back that she had on, I think it was Vandersloot. She crossed like her out of her ankles, out of her shoes, step back 3. There was one that Caitlin had too on Vandersloot, but she missed the shot. So
No, I mean, I think C does a good job of finding ways to get Kels involved. You know, every once in a while, if we call a play, we know we want to get her touches. You know, Kelsey's one of those that it sneaks up on you sometimes. It's like you look at the end of the game and it's like, holy shit, you know, she had 30 or whatever. But we know that she's going to find a way to get hot. I mean, between the two of them, it doesn't matter what the shooting percentage is in a half or in a quarter, because they can always find it. And it's a luxury for us to have that.
Lexi, you linked up with Mercedes a few times in that third quarter. After last year, you guys had so many new teammates. What's impressed you about how she's been able to hit the ground running, or at least figure out how to link up with a few of you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had many practices with her. So it's very impressive just how she can fit into the team so seamlessly. The chemistry's already there. But like Steph said, she just plays the right way. She knows how to read the cut. She knows how to read the defense. And we know what we're going to get out of her. And that's just, she's able to produce and able to defend and able to move the ball. So just really excited about how she was able to perform tonight.
I think that's it for the post game interview. But yeah, man. Let's see. I think Robert has a pretty good comment here. So Caitlin Clark's last 2 games with no Boston, 45-10, and then 37-10, averaging 47-10 without Aaliyah clogging up the. Y'all got to get off this clogging up the middle stuff. Like, she's scoring 41-10 because like she's getting shots that she normally wouldn't have gotten. Like, that scoring would just be redistributed. It wasn't like she scored that with her in the lineup. Like, that's kind of a whole, like, it's a radically different team. Like, if Aaliyah Boston wasn't on this team would not be as good. Like, just don't let any of the outlier type stats no pun intended, fool you. If this was Caitlin out of the lineup and Kelsey was producing and Aaliyah was producing, you guys would not like it if you were saying this is what they're doing without Caitlin. I promise you, because they're 4-0 without her this year, and people did not like it for whatever reason. So, like, I think that we should probably give Aaliyah Boston that same courtesy that we would give Caitlin Clark or Kelsey Mitchell. It just happens like they have to play more to their strengths with, less capable bigs in the lineup these times. So let's see what we got. Let's see if we got a highlight reel or anything because Caitlin was like cooking tonight, brother. Yeah, I think ESPN they just got a 30-second clip. I need Women's Hoops Network. Let's get it cracking. All right, we're going to bring them in here. And I am going to share this tab instead. And we're going to bring it in.
Taylor being really aggressive off of that pick and roll play. That's what
she has yet to play in a back-to-back this season, but they go to Timpson early, rattles at home.
It's been a point of intention for Chicago to get it inside.
Splits the defense, hangs and scores.
This is a great look by Sydney Taylor.
Clark just an open runway.
The narrow margins of error.
Incredible pass.
Timpson lineup earlier this month as Billings intercepts the pass. She's been a bright spot, especially defensively. And just finding Clark.
Super deep. Hold that.
Threes for Caitlin Clark on the evening. Defenders on her and misses that one.
Don't get some, Dejanay.
Can regain the lead. Clark, another step back three. Yes.
Look at this. She comes around. She's looking. They all collapse.
At the free throw line, off glass.
Off glass here.
We play on. Caitlin
behind the back.
Down to Timpson.
Tough.
On the defensive side, and then does what
comes
she
off the
needs to
screen.
Clark
Off the glass.
Her footing continues to lead all scores.
Eyes on is Natasha Cloud and Kelsey Mitchell.
In and out.
Those two will go at it.
Meantime, Caitlin Clark
kicks it the hole. Bang.
She was able to get downfield with that space.
Get off me.
Clark creates space.
Flute, you're too old.
You are never truly out of the ball game.
JC Sheldon, give me your ankles. You're not strong enough either. Weight room.
No, it's historic, obviously. And
don't get some Dejanay. You too, Cloud. For the logo. Bang.
Michigan? Come on, Sarah.
Tough, brother. Tough. For Kate goes to, what is their record now? Record. They go to 25-14. They're back in the 4 spot after tonight. Officially, they have won more games. I believe this is the most in franchise history now. With Caitlin in the lineup as compared to last year. They went past last year's total. Good question from my man JS. Why do refs give calls in CeCe's favor in less competitive games? She gets mauled in tougher games, no calls. Look, man, I don't know. I think they tend to like get these referee crews that start thinking the game is about them for whatever reason. That Liberty game was super frustrating, especially down the stretch when she didn't get that call against Febich. And then, she choked on the line, like, after that. And then she was on the other end, and then they gave the literal same exact call to Astier. And I was like, all right, man. Like, y'all just going to rob her? Okay. Whatever. I agree. The reffing is, the reffing's going to be the reffing. It kind of sucks that you got to look at it that way. And, but yeah, man, like, okay. So let's go. So I'm pulling up something from Miles Brown, M. Brown, And it's RE, WNBA, Cantor, and every other grifter, and why none of this will ever change soon, if ever. So let's take a look at this. This is going to be on Twitter. I'm pulling this from. I don't know this guy. I don't know what he's going to say, so we'll find out together.
As opposed to the NBA. But there's another theory that I wanted to workshop with you because it's related to something I've been thinking about for a while, which is that one thing that's happened is that the WNBA has become more like everything else in mainstream media. And it reminds me of this theory that I've been working on about like sports and media and commentary and the internet. So I was talking to, brief aside, and this will absolutely come right back to the WNBA. I was talking to someone recently who works in broadcast news. And we were talking about how, as more journalists become independent podcasters and substackers, it's accelerating this long-term shift from people reporting on what happens in the world to people talking about other people's reporting, right? Fewer people talking about the thing itself and more journalists talking about the conversation around the thing.
Yeah.
And you referenced this earlier, right? Fewer people, I think from our conversation about private credit and private equity.
We're going to speed him up a little bit. It looks like it's 4 minutes to get through, and he's taking a while to get to his point.
Fewer people digging out the truth about what's going on with all these billionaires and their businesses. And as I was talking to this broadcast journalist, I said, maybe this is a ridiculous metaphor, but what comes to mind in a weird way is the 2007 housing crisis. Because in the 2000s, the U.S. had a housing boom. Lots of people got these mortgages. Some of them shouldn't have gotten them. Banks realized that they could take the mortgages, including the crappy ones, and package them together to create a market called derivatives. They would buy and sell securities made up of mortgages that other people made, other people originated, and they would sell these more valuable securities. They were called derivatives. And that, I think, is what's happened to all of national media. We are selling derivatives. Fewer people are out there originating the news. Fewer people are reporting or even analyzing what's...
Well, I think you got to look at how the news and how the people on TV in these positions are utilizing their positions, which I think is not to the best of their ability. And I think let's keep it in the WNBA. I think a lot of the national coverage around the WNBA is pretty bad. I think they're afraid to. There's only one player they will really criticize. I think we all know who. And everyone else and everything else is always great all the time. And it's like just this secret society almost. And I think there's been a lot of independent media filling the gap there.
Happening in the world directly. And more people are talking about other people talking. We're basically in the derivatives market of commentary. And this is partly driven by consumers. Like, what's more interesting, Bill? Is it more interesting to ask whether Sophie Cunningham can play zone defense? Or is it more interesting to ask whether the people who like Sophie Cunningham are good or evil? Well, here's one way you can investigate that question. Do you know how many Fox News articles there were about Sophie Cunningham this Wednesday?
This Wednesday?
There were 6. There were 6. On the previous day, there were 3. And if you want to know what the story's about, I can guarantee you they were not about the X's and O's of zone defense. They included headlines like this, quote, Sophie Cunningham supporters rally in Indiana while displaying what makes America great. 2 days earlier, Sophie Cunningham supporters rally in Chicago while protesters showcase what's wrong with America. Like,
they're writing the SEO. That's what that sounds like.
Most people, most of the time, don't want to talk about the thing. We want to talk about people talking about the thing. And so that's my theory of media. And as it relates to the WNBA, like, I agree with you that WNBA commentary is unhealthy. And I certainly agree with the players who have an issue with or I certainly have space for the players who have an issue with their commissioner and want to change the league. But the unhealthiness of WNBA commentary is, I think, of a piece with the unhealthiness of all modern media. It's that the derivative market of sports commentary has become bigger than the market of direct sports commentary itself. And nowhere is this more obvious than in the WNBA.
Why do you think people on YouTube have large followings and you can see independent people like myself, Courtside Media, Livewire, Beat Chef, Angry Fan Sports, KTV, Ben Daniel, everybody that's doing this, Rudy. In some cases, our channels have like more traction, more views, more of a dedicated fan base than a national media thing, like a Yahoo Sports thing, because they haven't figured out how YouTube works, so they just think saying Yahoo Sports and then their however many million subscribers they have, actually want to see the WNBA thing. No, you need to be specialized. And I think it's a lot of it is the national media outlets actually being cheap and not wanting to really invest in that. But I think, as we've all proved, there is, room, because people are looking for coverage. Like, think about it. After a big game, but in the NBA, like say Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Wemby or the Knicks, you can turn SportsCenter on right away, and you can see, how the people played in the game. You got a post-game stuff for that. This is a national media game, right? This is on NBC. We would get like a 10-minute thing on NBC, and that's it. But if it was a football game or if it was an NBA game, you would get like pretty much an hour of coverage on this game. And who's doing that coverage right now? I'm live right now. And you can't turn on a channel right now to get the post game to talk about like what you saw and the stories surrounding it. So I'm sorry, that's the way it is, but the game is the game.
Where it seems like the ratio of people who want to talk about Sophie Cunningham's politics is like 100,000 times larger than the share of people who want to talk about what they're actually seeing on the court, talking about the WNBA as a sport rather than like some discourse token. So that is my theory.
I mean, you can do both, but I think too many people like don't want to do that. So, yeah, but 11th best player, just let's keep that in mind. But yeah, man, this is a hell of a game, hell of a win for the Indiana Fever. We'll be back throughout the week. I'm sure I'll be hunting for some different content to talk about. We'll chop these up a little bit. Make sure you're liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and everything. Yeah, Roxy, this is what we were talking about. I want honest coverage of the Fever, not lying hype by ESPN or Yahoo Sports. So, like, yeah, if you're like an Indiana Fever fan, right? And I think there's a couple like Fever, I believe Fever Focus, I think they're pretty good. But I think the thing is they got there late. They got here late. And a lot of us were doing this, her rookie season. And, like, I didn't know what this was going to turn into. I just started reacting to her highlights, and people wanted to talk about it. So now, as they're playing catch-up over, the last 3 years, they don't feel like they don't feel like they have trouble saying good things about Caitlin Clark, which will make their coverage kind of automatically weird and kind of turn a lot of people off, right? I think if Caitlin's great, you should be able to say it. If she's not great, they have no problem with saying that. Now, I think what really got on my nerves last week during the Fever and Dream game was the halftime show with Monica McNutt, and she sometimes catches, a lot of it from a lot of different places, right? To where it's like, hey, you're not saying what is obviously happening on the screen. So, like, when Angel misses 9 layups in the game and someone drops a puff piece about her the next day, there's a disconnect. I believe that happened with Noah. I don't believe her. I don't know her last name. Danzel, I believe. And then they were saying, like, the Indiana Fever is not. Robert, I don't care. It's a fake issue. It doesn't happen in America at all. Like, back to what we were talking about. They do these things. Like when they talk about how Angel was not missing because of the Indiana defense. I know she was missing wide open shots herself. They were like afraid to say that. So that automatically makes them less credible. So, I think that's on the media, and, that's on them needing to do better. So, but yeah, man, I think that may wrap it up for this evening for your boy. I think it's it's a great game for the Fever, and I'm going to celebrate Caitlin going crazy, and I'm going to look up all her insane stats. What's up, Roxy? Appreciate you leaving a comment. But I'm up out of here. I'll holla at y'all. If y'all down with that Ennis Cantor shit, get up out of here, dog.